Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Hood Action News. I hope everybody is doing okay this evening. We are your host, Gigi.
I'm Misagi.
I'm AE.
And I hope y'all are all doing okay today. So, we're going to talk about book recommendations, manga recommendations, um, just to just help get back into reading, you know what I'm saying? And feed our minds with books, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna give out some recommendations, like just stuff y'all never heard of, or even like give us ideas of stuff that we want to read in the future. So y'all want to go ahead and give us some recommendations? It could be books, manga, webtoons, whatever. I'm here. I'm down for it.
Well, I guess I'll go first. So, okay. So, my first recommendation is I do really recommend reading Rosario plus Vampire, both season 1 and 2, because it gives more dialogue and goes more into detail about the protagonist and you know you know is it okay if I can say names?
Of course, yes.
So it just goes more into detail about Mocha. She's an S-class vampire. She is like she can kick ass. She basically can beat down your block and whoop your ass if you provoke her
Oh, so she the
when
one. She
she's
gonna
not.
spin the block, ain't she?
Yes, unprovoked. If you do provoke her, if you try to like do some shit to her and provoke her, she really gon' Tsune will take unprovokedly will remove that rosary off her chest, and it's about to be on and popping. So it goes more into detail about her and basically how Skune actually turns into basically has Mocha passes her vampire genes into him unknowingly and turns him into a half human, half ghoul.
Mm.
And basically, at some point, he was unable to control his powers, and then he had to the headmaster had to give him a suppressant in the shape of a lock to suppress his powers.
So I have a
That
question. So like, is it for him? Like I know you said suppresses power, so that means like for him not to be to drink blood also, or is he a vampire too?
he's a ghoul, but
Okay.
basically, yeah, in a way, he is a vampire. So
Mm.
he doesn't really drink blood, but he acts more. It's like more human and more. Well, sometimes he may act human, but with that suppressant, that lock suppressant, he's able to unleash his power whenever he wants, like Mocha does.
Mm.
If any bad enemy were to approach anybody.
Mm.
So it goes more into detail with that, Mocha's backstory, and and you get to see her sisters and they were, how the whole family was divided because of this one like colossal monster that was hiding within the family's mansion and all that stuff. That it goes all into detail about not just her but her sisters and their mothers too.
Oh, it's a whole lineage of stuff that's going on. Oh wow.
Yeah, and basically the youngest, the baby sister, Cocoa, her and her blood, her blood-born, her and her sister, they're both like, she's like this pretty, like, she's like, I'm not sure if she's like tan, but I thought she was like black, but I'm sure she's like tan Japanese vampire girl, you know,
Well,
Oh, the crazy one. Yeah, that one.
Since it's Black History Month, she's a Negro.
yes, yes, basically, yes, yes, yes.
A
But
crazy
basically,
Negro at that.
Oh,
basically,
she crazy? Is she like Krishan or she like
yeah,
Tommy?
yeah,
She's Krishan on the 10th degree.
What?
yeah, yeah. And she basically, well, the mother pays more attention to her rather than the baby sister.
Mm.
So she acts as if the baby doesn't exist, which is fucked up. So then she, so so the sister, she's like a vampire, obviously, but she basically has, you know, she has like a rosary like Mocha, but they're like in the form of earrings. So whenever she removes them, her arms turn into like these bat wings.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's her way of fighting. So their mother, you know, the mother of those two girls, she turned against Mocha's mother. So she basically left the family and pursued to basically run a whole organization to like destroy the world by using like the monster that was hidden inside the family's basement and
In the
the family.
basement? In the
Yeah,
girl in the base. I'm sorry, in the basement? What's
the
going on in this?
basement,
What's
but
going on in
hidden
this house?
hidden within the family mansion or manor, and using it to destroy the whole world.
There's a lot of stuff going on in this house.
Yeah.
Now this Krishan girl. I want to know more about her.
So basically, she, she bipolar.
She will slice your ass in half literally out of nowhere.
Yeah, she bipolar as fuck. I'm so sorry, sis, cause baby, when I seen her true form, I was like, oh my goodness. She looked like she could. It's like she could turn me into diced tomatoes right about now.
Oh my goodness. She needs to be on the Zeus network then. God.
But in a way, I feel sorry for the baby because, you know, you know, she felt, in a way, she felt really
Mm.
isolated from somewhat from her family, but Mocha, was always there for her, no matter how much she like had a love-hate relationship with Mocha.
Oh wow. Like,
So yeah.
so is there like anything positive that even happens throughout the story? Any like resolution, whatever?
Okay, so the pink-haired mocha, which is the one that you see in the beginning of the series, she, I've come to find out, the pink-haired mocha is basically a clone or a replica of her mother.
Mm. Oh.
So the real mocha is the one with the silver hair and the blaring red vampire eyes. So her mother actually sacrificed herself when this was when Mocha was little. She sacrificed herself by saving her child from like being possessed or consumed by the monster that manifested within the family manor from being killed. So she sacrificed herself, sealed her power, sealed her own powers into her daughter, and basically she got, she was basically like consumed and disappeared, consumed by that monster, never to be seen again until the final volume of the series, of the manga series.
Lord have mercy.
So,
This is that's a
yeah,
that is a this family. Jeez.
yeah. And basically, the eldest sister, who is not related by blood, she came from another family. So her sister got killed because her identity got revealed by the human population, and then she got murked,
Oh my god.
and she met her untimely demise by being killed by that same human population that found out about her identity.
Y'all hear that? Y'all better read this. It's some people fighting, beating up kids. Not beating up kids, beating up bitches, beating on each other, all types of shit. So y'all go ahead and read this. What's the title of it called, sis?
Rosario plus vampire.
Yes, and is it a hot mess?
Oh yes, it's like the whole dialogue in general is giving you, me and AE know this. The whole dialogue with them and the other girls is giving Bad Girls Club,
Oh,
trying to fight for
Definitely.
this man. Like,
Yeah, because it's a
okay,
harem on top of that for another basic nigga. But anyway,
for a whole
but
man, and is he dusty?
well, no, he ain't dusty,
no,
but he's a wimp at the beginning. He probably get some balls later, but yeah.
yeah, but
Oh, he's one of them.
he actually, well, he did really care about Mocha though, but he actually kissed her towards the end of the final volume of season 2. So
Mm.
it's just like, oh my god, I want them to be together so bad, but they're still, but the harem is still there. Like, damn,
Like
I
it
can't
usually
have no.
is.
Hmm.
Like it usually is. The harem is always there because the one he was in love with was the replica, and she done went away the last time that he kissed her, so she ain't there no more.
Well, part of that replica still resides within her, within Mocha. So you could see that her hair turn, the tips of her hair turns a little pink-ish at the end of the chapter of that volume.
Oh, this is heavy. I've got I have to read this. This is a lot. Replicas,
So,
bitches fighting over a dude that doesn't really sack up till the end. I'm gonna read it and check it out. Thank you,
okay.
sis. Y'all got
You're welcome.
y'all got Usagi, Sister Usagi and AE. They really on it with the manga, and it's good to read the manga before you look at the anime just to make sure not everything is gonna be 100% accurate, but at least just to make sure, like, okay, this is what we're on to. Unlike The Promised Neverland season two.
Uh-huh.
That was terrible, terrible. But AE, go ahead and tell us about a manga or anime or a manga or a webtoon or a book that's really good to read, like a good recommendation for us to read.
One that's really good that I enjoy was called Ouroboros, and it's about these two orphan kids that their caretaker got murdered, or so they think. I'm going to get into that later. They got murdered, and basically it was covered up by this man with a golden watch. They later find out the man with a golden watch is pretty much like the chief of police. So what happened is one
Mm.
orphan boy turned into a cop, and the other orphan boy, he became a part of the Yakuzas. So they
Mm.
Oh,
basically, like, one's on the good side and one's the bad side, so they can both gather information from each side to find out what happened. They actually made a live action out of this, I believe, but yeah, it's basically about that. And they pretty much, one by one, they find out more information, and that's how they found out that it was the chief of police who was trying to cover it up and things of that nature. This to come to find out that the chief of police was having a fling with their caretaker because he was married, and the
What?
caretaker, yep, yeah, family affair,
Oh
a
wait.
whole family affair. So the caretaker, she had a rough life. She was on the streets and stuff like that. He helped her, and then next thing you know, it was a fling and things like that. And then he helped her to get away, that she lived off somewhere by herself, and she pretty much died peacefully. She died alone, but peacefully. And the two of them think that she got murdered. No, it was pretty much a fake death just so she could get away. And it's just like, they went through all this for what? They almost got killed for what? Like, you really gotta read it, because boy, I tell you, because the two of them went through some trials and tribulations.
oh.
Ooh
What's
wee.
what's that called now?
Yes.
I'll spell it. It's
Hold on. Let me
O.
let me go get. Let me open up my thing. Wait. What? Where did I go to look at my manga? At? Hold on. There's a certain place I go. Ooh, let me pull this up. Ooh, girl, she done got the good stuff.
Oh,
Ooh,
girl.
hold on. I had to open up my bookmarks on my phone. I had to scroll all the way down. Where is it?
Okay,
Ooh wee.
I got my notes.
The pull. There we go. For manga decks. Okay, that's where I'm at. I wonder, can I find it in manga decks? Okay, what is it called?
Yeah, it's called Ouroboros, but how to spell it is Ouroboros.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oboros. And it's
Okay,
called that because the two of them had these Ouroboros necklaces that the caretaker gave them, and they both kept it. And basically what it is like the infinity sign, the snake that bites the end of his tail. That's what's called an Ouroboros.
Okay.
oh,
Ooh, okay. It just popped up. It just popped up. It just popped up. Hell yeah. Okay.
oof.
All right. Okay. I'm over here saving this right now. I'm over here saving this. I'm looking at the art style. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I like the art style.
Yeah, there is a live action version of this. Okay. Oh. Ooh, this is fancy. I like this. Oh man, they out for vengeance. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Ooh wee. Okay. All right. I really like the art style on this.
Oh, wait a minute. This art style. Wait a minute. This art style is like it's giving Death Note for
Look,
some
Kind
reason.
of, yeah.
I really like this art style.
Wow.
Ooh, I'm over here reading the synopsis and stuff. Okay. And of
Yeah, like
course,
it was really good though. Like just to find out that plot twist at the end, like wow, they did all this to make it seem like the person was a villain the whole time. The guy with the golden watch, just to come and find out she was messing with him anyway.
dang.
Mm,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. I'm of course I'm scrolling down to the anime app and this darn like hentai titties just pops up out of nowhere as an ad. Like
Oh God.
I really don't want to see that. I'm trying to go to someone else, please. Oh my gosh. All right. There we go. Got that saved. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Y'all be coming through with some fire and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
No problem.
I am sitting here. Okay, I got like all these manga apps on here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. So, what I've been reading. So, as lately, I've I'm a like I said, I'm a JoJo Bizarre Adventure fan, and so Araki has, decided after this one he's done. So now he's on JoJo Lands. So JoJo Lands is everything that happened after JoJo Leon. He wrote JoJo Leon for like 10 years. Oh my god,
Wow.
I had to. I couldn't do it. I just finished Steel Ball Run. I cannot do JoJo Lane. I cannot do JoJo Leon. I'm gonna have to break that down in parts. But everything that happens after everything that happens in JoJo Lands happens after JoJo Leon. Now you have the first Joestar universe. Joestar universe starts with Jonathan Joestar and Joseph Joestar, Jotaro, which is Joseph grandson and Jonathan great great grandson, and then the events that happen in oh my goodness, bat battle tendencies, demon blood, everything that happened in no phantom blood, all the events that led up to that. Dio literally stole the body of Jonathan Joestar and put it on top of his head, on top of his, which was weird. Ended up
Oh goodness.
ended up having a kid, Giorno, which is Gio Giovanni, which is Golden Wind. So he is Dio's son, but he's the good son. Dio has other kids. He's got 4-5 kids. They all ugly except for Gio. They is ugly, honey.
Oh goodness.
Ugly. All his kids are ugly except for Gio. And with the Joe stars, everybody has a star birthmark on their back. And Jonathan, okay, George Joestar had one. George had one. Jonathan had one. Joseph had one. Jotaro has one. Geo has one. And then after Geo's story, so this is how it is. Phantom Blood, Jonathan. Battle Tendencies, Joseph, which my least favorite one because he cheats on his wife. And that's if he didn't cheat on his wife, we wouldn't have Diamond is Unbreakable, which is Josuke. So you have Phantom Blood, Jonathan, Battle Tendencies, Joseph, Stardust Crusaders, Jotaro. I love Jotaro. And then you got Jonathan in there as a whole. Well, Joseph is an old man, but everybody call him Mr. Joestar. Then you have Diamond Unbreakable with Josuke. And then Golden Wind, Giorno. Then the last one in that universe is Jolene Joestar. So, it makes sense towards the end. But then Araki decides to redo the whole universe. So after the events of Stone Ocean ends, the whole universe is restarted. So you have a new universe. Starts with Steel Ball Run. Steel Ball Run is Johnny Joestar. He's a paraplegic. He's a jockey. And everybody starts getting these stands and stuff. Stands are a manifestation of like a power is within yourself. So basically, say if y'all had stands, and I had a stand. We're the only ones that can see these shits. Nobody else can see them. But these stands can do damage. Like Jotaro has a stand that can stop bullets with his teeth. He can see miles away. And Josuke has a stand where he beat somebody so bad he beat them into a rock. So I would like to have a stand like that. Girl, yes, I'm going to send you the video of what Josuke did to this man. It was terrible. Don't talk about his hair. Don't talk about his hair. Don't talk about this man's hair. Jolene has a stand where she has the string, but it's really weird how it works, but it works. One guy has a stand, it's a zipper, where he can like just go inside your body and look in it. What? You got this one guy who has a stand called, every stand that Araki names, he names after music groups because he loves music. There's this one stand called Grateful Dead, and they were on the train. It was on Golden Wind. He had everybody in there aging. Like, for instance, there's a little baby on the train. The baby was aging up to like 100 and stuff, and they had to stop it before everybody died on the train. That's how weird some of these stands are. They got this one stand that is a magnetic stand that can just electrocute people. There's this one guy that has a stand, Darby. Oh my God, his stand was terrible. He just steals people's souls and put them in poker chips.
Poker chips?
Girl, yeah. Yes, he would take people's souls, put them in poker chips, and then his brother would take people's souls and put them in marionettes, little puppets.
Marionettes make a little bit more sense because you can use marionettes freaking poker chips.
Yeah, and he would do it. He would do it and show it to people like, "Oh, I stole these people's souls." And the whole time he was doing it, he was cheating during the poker games, and he didn't want to admit it. But Jotaro caught his ass the whole time because he could read minds, and his stand all of a sudden was able to hear him read his thoughts. And every episode, Jotaro's stand would evolve and shit. Like Jotaro could stop time for 15 seconds, I think. He could stop. No, was it 8 seconds? He could stop time for 8 seconds and just beat people asses and shit. So everybody has different stands. They started the universe over, and they got Steel Ball Run, which is a race that starts in America, and you win like $50 million if you go to one part of the US and whatnot. You have Dio Brando. He's like the new Dio, but he's not as bad. The guy that's bad, his name is Funny Valentine. See, everybody's named after songs. There's a horse named Nellyville in the manga.
Yeah. Oh my god. I can't with Cornell.
Outcast. There's a horse named Outcast. Araki really loves music. He adds the names to all of the stuff in what he has. So everybody starts developing stands, and there's this stand that Funny Valentine has called Soft and Wet. I know the name is nasty, but it's a very fucked up stand. It's crazy. It can kill you. So it was one of the most powerful stands, but Johnny was able to stop the shit was going on. And just to clarify, Zappellis always help a Joestar, but they end up dying in the process all the time. There was a Zappelli in Phantom Blood, and there was a Zappelli in Battle Tennessee, and they both got killed trying to help a Joestar. In Steel Ball Run, there was a Zappelli helped the Joestar, and this nigga ended up dying trying to help him. It just happens. It's just history just keeps repeating itself. So everything works out for Johnny and everything like that. And then you have an arrow. The arrow is actually the reason why people got stands in the first place, thanks to Dio. And well, Johnny Joestar got killed. A boulder fell on top of his head. It was the way it happened was kind of fucked up. And so then he had to shoot his baby with the arrow to get a stand. So then you go to Jojo Leon, which is weird. Let's just say accident happened and these two friends got killed and buried up under the rubble, and they fused together. So the guy has 4 tongues, 4 sets of irises, and 4 sets of testicles.
Now, why did he turn to a echidna? You got 4 nut like an echidna.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's a lot. I had to digest that in, and it's a long. The story got long and convoluted at first, but then it was getting good, and I had to stop because it's just too long. So now JoJo Lands came out last Friday, thank God, and I read the first few pages, and this guy, he's descended from George Joestar in the new universe. His name is Jodio Joestar. He got the same birthmark, and and the really good cool thing about it is that Rocky, his characters, he had a non-binary character for Stone Ocean, and their pronouns of them, they, and their. This one, Jodio's brother, well, not brother, they transitioned into a girl. It's the first trans character, and Araki was like, why does he have to be a boy? He likes to, gender play, not gender play, but he likes it. He's like, it shouldn't matter, because a lot of Araki's characters are very feminine looking. And he was like, I like that. What's wrong with a guy looking feminine? I think he said it's beautiful. And like, men shouldn't be afraid to, explore that side of them. And that's why he does that. You know what I'm saying? So the brother, well, Jodio's sister, transition. So, he takes up for his sister. Both of them take up for each other, which is really cool. Jodio's stand is November Rain. Oh my God, what happened with that police officer at the beginning of the damn manga was crazy. The police officer was terrible to them. He assaulted his sister and stuff, and they were just all up on them. And Jodio took his stand and just plummeted this man. It's just, oh my God. And his sister has a stand where she can remove stuff and put it on something else. So basically, she rearranged his eyes off of his face and put his eyes on the side of his face, and he couldn't see where he was going.
Oh, good. It's like a stonefish.
Yeah. And then I think, what was it? Jodio's stand, he could, like, it was the rain, these big, you can't even see the rain, but it basically has these little holes all in his body and stuff. It was, oh man, them police officers deserved that. And then they blew up the car and walked away and stole another car. But it's good so far. The boy is 15 years old and he's a drug dealer, and they have to go steal a diamond, which is $6 million. And he said, this is the story of Jodio Joestar, and I'm going to tell you the story of how I became rich. And I'm like, rich? Okay, so far it's him, his sister, and these two other people that are going to go with him to this island, because it's set in Hawaii. So they're going to go and they're going to get this diamond. So we'll see. The Joestar line is crazy. The whole family tree is crazy. I had to watch it again just to figure out what's going on. Because when I first watched it, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. And then I came back, I'm like, I kind of like this. With their Fashion Nova outfits on that they got offline. One, Dio be wearing Sheen. Look what he be wearing, girl.
Oh my God.
And I love the way how the men be standing and stuff, be posing. I like that shit. I'm like, look at them, girl. They ain't afraid. So it's enjoyable, and I know it's not for everybody because one of my friends don't like it, but I can understand because of the art style. But he made it that way because it's bizarre adventures. It's bizarre. It's weird, and weird shit happens. Like, if you decide to watch it, in order. And my favorite will always be Stardust Crusaders, because Polnareff is, you always got to have the comic relief in any anime or manga. Polnareff will be the comic relief all the way through Stardust Crusaders. It is a running joke that every time he goes on the toilet, something bad happens. He gets attacked. A monster comes up from a toilet. Somebody comes out of the mirror. Something always happens to Polnareff. And he's from France. My friend called him the French mistake one day because he...
Oh my God.
The stuff that he does is he's funny. Like, he is hilarious. And then his hair on top of that. If y'all probably know Polnareff, if I describe him, he's the guy with that silver hair with that that tall ass like fade. He got the silver hair. The white guy with the Vanilla Ice hair, that's him. That's Polnareff.
Not Vanilla Ice.
Yes.
Oh
There is a character in JoJo Bizarre Adventure that's named Vanilla Ice. He's a vampire. Yes, so there's, and then you got your different JoJo's. Jotaro is everybody's favorite. I love me some Jotaro, honey. I like the English dub, and I like the sub voice actor. So Jotaro is like my favorite, and I like Josuke, and I like Gio. Jonathan is the sweetest because Jonathan has been through some stuff. Y'all know when Dio first met Jonathan, he kicked his dog in the stomach. And then took the dog, put the dog in the furnace. I was like, he's a horrible person. Dio's he killed.
Is that the hater, the one that's be hating on the JoJo family because of some type of bad blood between the other families?
Yes.
Oh,
and this is how it happened. So George had an accident. Dio's daddy, helped them, and he said, I owe you anything. What you want me to do? He said, the dude was like, okay, whatever. So George is rich and stuff. His wife passed away and stuff like that. And they had that damn mask, right? So when Dio got older, his dead daddy dying on his deathbed said, go to the Joestars. You go with them and you get this money. Well, D already killed his daddy. He poisoned him and then spit on the man's grave. I was like, dog, went to the Joestar's house and like, look, I'm Dio. I'm here to stay. So the whole time, this man is just beating on Jonathan, slapping him, killed his dog, kissed his girl in front of his face, stole his first kiss. Yeah, girl, yes.
It just stole Elena's first kiss, bro. Oh my god.
In front of his face. He was just disrespectful to this man. Afterwards, Jonathan's like, I'm gonna start lifting some weights. You know what I'm saying? So they started like pretending they was friends and shit. Found out that his Jonathan daddy started getting sick. And he was like, why is he getting sick? Found out Dio ass was out here poisoning him and shit. And he was like, nah, I'm about to go find out about this shit. Because, you know, Jonathan loved his daddy. So he went, got the evidence, met Robert E. Speedwagon, who eventually became a whole billionaire and had a whole foundation. But he came back and he was like, nigga, you poisoned my dad. You get out my house. Got out the house, but he had the mask, turned into a vampire. Shit went down. They up here fighting. He had to learn how to use Hammond from Sapelli. Sapelli ended up getting killed. They was fighting. You know, they thought that Dio was dead. On Jonathan's honeymoon with Arena, this nigga was on the boat. On the boat. Yeah. He could not wait. He couldn't die. He had to kill this man on his wedding day. On his honeymoon. Had to kill him.
Yep.
And Jonathan had to hold him by his head and was like died in the fire, but they ended up having a baby. And then after they had that baby, Lisa ended up having Joseph, and then Dio body is in the sea floating. And then in Stardust Crusader, some motherfucker had to go and open up the casket, and then he starts killing people and having all these kids, and he still will not die. His body is rejecting, his head is rejecting the body, and even though he got killed in Stardust Crusaders, this nigga was still out here trying to kill people because in Golden Wind, he was putting bugs in people's head to make them do what he said to do by killing them. And then in the last one, he had a bone. He took the bone from his body and gave it to one of his minions, and the bone turned into a whole baby and was out here trying to kill somebody. This nigga would not die. Dio was a hater for like almost 100 years.
And can we talk about how Dio made this one mother eat her own child?
Man, I sat there and he made her eat the baby. He made her eat the baby. Dio is a hater.
I could not.
He's a generational hater. Like if you want to see a hater, Dio is a hater. Oh shit, my alarm. It's 45 minutes. We had a good time tonight. Yes. Mm-hmm. We really appreciate y'all for coming through. We will see y'all next Monday on the podcast. Y'all hope y'all get these recommendations, you know what I'm saying, and check out some of these books and mangas. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to you later. We're your hosts, Gigi,
Usagi,
Renee,
and we'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one.
Good night.